Predator spam. Do you love it? Do you hate it? In this series, I'm going to teach you how to use each Chaos Space Marine unit more effectively. So, Chaos Space Marine Predator tanks, I'm talking about the Annihilator and the Destructor, are exactly the same as their Loyalist counterparts. The only thing is, we get access to Dark Packs, they do not. Or, I mean, they do get access to Over Moment, but that's a whole other story. So, you can run both variants. Both variants have exactly the same stats. So if I show you the, I'm just going to move them out of the way a little bit. If I show you the Destructor card, so it's movement 10, toughness 10, 3+ save, 11 wounds, 6+ leadership, and OC of 3. Okay, you can equip this variant with either the Predator autocannon or the sorry, it has to have the Predator autocannon. You can change out the last cannons for heavy bolters. You can equip a Havoc launcher, and then you can have either a combi bolter or a combi weapon. So combi bolt or combi weapon, it depends. I normally run a combi bolter just because I think there's enough elite infantry and there's enough heavy weapons on the tank. So one extra combi weapon isn't going to do much damage. So I'm thinking combi bolter might just be able to clear out some chaff. You know, if you're tied up with some chaff, you might just be able to clear them out because you get 4 shots in rapid fire. That's my reasoning for that. Havoc launcher always take. So then currently what I'm running at the moment is last cannons rather than heavy bolters, and then the Predator autocannon. You're probably thinking, okay, do you want it's kind of a mixed role? Do you want anti-infantry, elite infantry destruction, or are you after vehicle destruction when you've got the Predator Annihilator? So Predator Annihilator, exactly the same. Again, same options, okay, with everything apart from the main gun. You don't get the option, it's just the Predator twin last cannon is swapped out for the autocannon, okay? And then the only other difference is the ability, okay? The Annihilator, okay, this has changed. Each time a range attack's made onto a monster or a vehicle, you can re-roll a damage roll of 1. That's now changed to just a re-roll damage. Okay, that's you know, that's okay. But the Destructor, every time you target infantry, you improve the armor penetration of that attack by 1. Okay, so that means it gets pretty crazy. If you target infantry with a last cannon, that's -4 AP. If you target infantry with a last cannon on an objective in Renegade Raiders, that's actually -5 damage. Okay, so that's pretty insane. With the Predator autocannon, you can get that down to -3 again with those same scenarios. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, weighing that up against this, okay, the re-roll the damage. Okay, that's decent, but it's not that great. You only get 3 shots with this tank. I'm not including the small weapons here because they're the same and everything. Okay, but if you're going for anti-tank, yeah, you got the 2 last cannons, but then you only get 1 shot with this twin last cannon. It's twin links, so you get to re-roll the wound. The wound's not the problem because it's strength 14. You wound on 2s a lot of things, or 3s on most other vehicles. That's not the problem. The problem is you only get the 3 shots. Okay, if you do hit and you do wound, and then your opponent doesn't save, yes, you could do 3d6 plus 3 damage, which is nice. Okay, but for the same, I think this is 10 points cheaper. For 10 points more expensive, sorry, the Annihilator, you get the extra AP on infantry, and then you can get with the Predator autocannon, you get 4 shots. Okay, yes, it's a bit weaker than last gun. It's gonna be difficult wounding most vehicles on 5s. Okay, but you get 6 shots. That can shred things like Terminators. Okay, if you Dark Pact as well for sustained, you can get sustained on your last cannons. You can get sustained on your Predator autocannon, even on Overwatch. So I've Overwatched with these things. Got a couple of 6s, shredded some elite infantry, and yeah, it's a very well spent CP for Overwatch on this because you're getting that volume of shots. So I would take the Destructor all day over the Predator Annihilator. I've used the Annihilator every time I do it. It just doesn't do as well. The last cannons are just not reliable enough. Okay, you're getting 6 shots with the Predator autocannon in rapid fire range, which is 24 inches, which is great. So this is my go-to at the moment. I've got 2. in my lists, I'm considering the Predator spam of 3. Okay, you could even have 6. You could have 3 Destructors and 3 Annihilators. I think that would be a bit over the top, but they're pretty good if you put them in cover. You know, you're always getting a 3+. They are pretty decent against vehicles. Got the last cannons. They're very good against elite infantry, and they can even take out a bit of chaff because of how many shots they'll get. So Predator Destructor, one of my go-to units at the moment. Very, very good, especially in Renegade Raiders, because you can advance around with the assault keyword. So it can move up to 16. So you can get the angles on what you want. You can make sure you're getting those units that are on objectives and taking them off. So yeah, for me, very, very good. And yes, Predator spam is a real thing. I use 2, debating using 3. I use Vindicator at the moment, so you know, we could swap one of them out for the Vindicator. Now that the Armor Contempt has dropped down to one activation rather than the whole phase. So yeah, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the Destructor? Have you used Annihilators with much success? Do you go for Predator spam? Do you just use 1? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.